A full moon? What could this mean? Mwah, ha, 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 ha. Lightning strike behind me and other scary Halloween noises. No. Hey guys, you're watching Z1 and Only. My name is AJ and we are in the month of October, the month of Halloween pranks and spooky noises and scary places that you should go and visit. And I thought, why not embrace this in Minecraft by doing a let's build a spooky house. I think that's what I'm going to call the series. I think it's got a nice ring to it. Now, obviously I'm on PC Minecraft here for one reason. I haven't got world edit. There's no wand. Look, wand, bink, doesn't work. Okay, this is a normal vanilla world with a normal vanilla texture pack. In fact, it's quite strange for me because I'm not on a super flat world. I am in an actual generated seed, and it's no seed in particular. Oops. Seed. That's the seed if you guys do want to build along in the same seed as me. And as I spawned in, there was pumpkins directly in front of me. So I was like, well, this can't be a bad seed for a Halloween... I got hiccups. For a Halloween map, this can't be a bad seed if you spawn right in front of some pumpkins, can it? And we're in a spruce forest. A pretty perfect and spooky location for a Halloween spooky house to be built upon. And I was actually thinking, I had a quick look round, and I sort of like, by this hill, like carve away some of these trees for us to put our house in, and I just like the hill behind it here, and I want a graveyard, and I want the spooky house to be in this general area. I think it's an absolutely great spot. But, AJ, if you're just using no world edit, and you're using a vanilla world, why are you not doing it on console, on Xbox? Well, because I've had a thought, I've had an idea that I really like the sound of. I want to really embrace paintings on this world. Instead of windows, which are actually holes in the building, we're going to be placing paintings on the outside where the windows will be, and then we'll be creating our own textures. I've actually enjoyed a lot on the city series and other series like that, making our own textures. And what we can do is we can make a painting look like a window, and we can put what we want in the window. There's a few paintings that we can edit to do that with, so we'll be doing that on camera throughout this series. We can also, let's say that we chose acacia wood, for example, dark oak planks for the building block of our house. Well, what we could do is we could then get acacia wood planks, and we could make the texture the same as dark oak wood, but with a crack in it. So we can actually fully customize any of these blocks that we want and just change them to suit our needs. Now, as the series progresses and as the spooky house starts to get built, we'll come up with bigger and better ideas, and you guys will come up with some great little textures. Maybe you'll say you should change the creeper texture to have a pumpkin head, so when you get the creeper head, it'll look like a little miniature pumpkin sitting on your doorstep. That's just one idea. We could change the iron railings, the iron bars. So instead of looking like iron bars, we make them black and we make them pointy, like the top of a fence or like the top of around of the house. We can use one of the paintings for a smashed window. We can have one of the windows have a little light on the inside. What else can we do? There's so much. Like I said, we can change some of the other woods or some of the other blocks like lapis ore, for example. We can change to look like dark oak, but with a hole in it, or with a bat hanging down underneath it or something like that. And really customize textures and have a bunch of fun with it. So let's make it daytime. Time set day. Obviously I have stopped the daylight cycle so we don't get the moon coming. We can set it when we want. I have no shaders installed. I'm just gonna go very, very basic with this series and just enjoy the texture pack and get better at it as well, because I'm really not the best at doing textures, and it's something that I really want to get better at. So let's take all of this away and all of this away, and we need to just carve out a little area for our house to go. It's definitely not going to be a mansion, but it's not going to be a tiny house for sure. I'm gonna use inspiration. I don't know if any of you guys remember, I'm sure some of you do, from way back when Let's Build a Theme Park first started. One of the first, I think, one of the first actual rides that we done on that world was a haunted house. And it had a really cool feel and look to the house. It had no interior. This house will have an interior. Oh, rain. Weather clear. It had no interior to the house. It was a roller coaster that you went through, and the lights flashed and stuff like that. But the actual exterior to the house, I actually really liked. It always stood out to me in a really good way. So, I'm going to clear an area, and once I've got a nice area cleared out, I'll be able to come back to you to do some building. Alright, so I've kept things pretty simple at the moment. I've just sort of flattened out a little bit of an area so we have something stable to build upon. And then after we've got the house down, I might rough it up a little bit again and take some sort of grass away and make some bits sort of sit high on the house and the other. But yeah, I think this is a pretty good spot at the moment for the house to be built. Again, I want like a graveyard out the front there. It's going to be really cool. I'm really looking forward to this. Let's start off with a little bit of a house. Now, I've got a really old screenshot, which is a little bit blurry, so I might struggle a little bit. But I think I do want, I said earlier about using dark oak. It's a nice dark, spooky, eerie type of wood for the main texture of the house itself. And then for the roof, we want a slightly lighter one. Something like spruce would probably be about right. We can always change the texture slightly if we're not 100% sold on it. And then glass, we don't need to worry about because there's no windows. We do want some sort of stairway coming in here, though. So we're going to need another block for that. We could use spruce if we wanted to. But I think we're going to use oak. Again, we can always change the texture if it's not something that we don't quite 100% like. We're going to get some stairs of that type as well. And I think, let's say for the moment, we'll just grab some cobblestone. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put down a completely random, I'm not counting myself, I have no idea, but just sort of like somewhat of a maximum footing that I would want. I don't really want to go any bigger than this footing that I'm doing right now. Ooh, I missed a tree that was probably going to be in the way. So I don't want the house to get any really bigger than what we're doing here. It's sort of going to be a maximum outline. I think I'll go a little bit bigger. Something like this. And then that allows that'll then tell me where I can initiate the stairs that are gonna lead up into this house. We want a sort of staircase, very spooky. You know, got to force people to walk up a spooky staircase to get into the building, to get into the house in the first place. Okay, looks good. I think that's about a good size as well for a house. So, do we want one staircase that goes in? Or I think I want a double one that leads to one staircase. So what we're going to do for that is, let's say, I'm going to come like 7 blocks away. So I'm going to just start here, which is about the middle of our rough... Yeah, it's about the middle. I'm going to come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. And I'm going to come up 1, 2... That sounds about right. So like 3 blocks high. I got a feeling that's about right. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to initiate a platform. Now this is going to determine where the center of our house is going to be. So it's quite important. If we had like a 5-block wide area, that means this block in the middle is going to be the middle of the house where our front door is going to be. Okay, and I want an area approximately, on this side, approximately 4 blocks wide, okay? Because this 4 blocks is going to be where our stairs are going to go. So we're going to have a stair here. Oops. And we're going to have... I had auto jump on as well. It's the first time I've ever had auto jump on at the beginning of this series, and it blew my mind. I was like, "What? How am I just jumping?" And then I wasn't thinking that. I was walking up to something and I was doing this little hop and I couldn't understand what it was doing. But yeah, auto jump was on. A feature that I don't think is really needed in PC Minecraft, at least. I can understand if they had it on Pocket version of Minecraft. That sort of makes sense. It can be a little bit awkward, especially with my thumbs as big as they are on the screen. It covers a lot. But on PC, I don't really know why they added the auto jump. It's something that's a little bit bemusing to me. So we've got this sort of double staircase that comes up on either side. But then we want another staircase that goes up. Just a small one, nothing too big. So what we're going to do is we're going to have another section like this. It gets a little bit wider here. It goes from 4 blocks here to 5 blocks here, because obviously we want an odd number. And I just like the idea of being it a little bit wider. I think I'm going to add another block and then have our staircase on here. And I think I just want to come up 2 blocks. And that's all. So another 2 rows of stairs. And boom. This is going to be the level of the balcony. The first balcony, or like the ground balcony of our house. 3 or 4 blocks steep. It doesn't really matter too much at the moment. I think 3 would probably be around the right sort of mark, and then we'll have a nice foundation, stone brick or something spooky like that, with some cracked ones in there. Maybe we can hide some sort of weird faces and stuff like that inside it as well. So how many we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All these trees will be trimmed away. This is half the reason why I don't build in a normal vanilla world most of the time, why I keep it super flat. It's just stuff gets in the way. Stuff just gets in the way all the time. It'll all be carved away eventually, though. We'll have a lovely sort of start to it. So, if the house begins here, we certainly know that we need the door in the middle. Now, we have 2 choices. We can either go with a 1 wide, 2 high, normal vanilla style door. Or we can go with a 3 block wide, 2 block high vanilla style door. Or we can go with a 3x3, which is sort of a little bit less vanilla. I think you don't get that quite as often. Or we can have a little bit of an arch at the top and have a little bit of a grand door. I certainly don't want a 1 wide, 2 high normal wooden door style one, because it's not really that much of a grand entrance, is it? I don't mind the door being open, like how it is now, you know, with having no door on it. I don't mind that. If we put a couple of stairs there, that makes it a little bit more of an archway. I think that looks really spooky if you look up it. It's a nice big front door on there. I think that's pretty good. So, what we're going to have now is we need to start thinking about how the rest of this detail around the building is going to go. Now, I'm looking at my little sketch here. On my little sketch, I'm going to change up some little things. I would really like a window by the side. Now, I think what I'm going to... How's the best way that I'm going to do this? Because I'm going to want to mark out where I want the windows to be. Like, I want the windows right here and here. But do I use a different block to remind me where those are going to be? I probably should, right? Yeah. If we use, like, spruce wood, and imagine if you're building it in normal Minecraft, like, if you're just building it for yourself, you just leave a hole there for where the window's going to be. I want spruce wood. Well, I want paintings to be this. I'm going to use spruce wood as, like, a placeholder block. So I want one on that side of the door, and I want one on this side of the door. Now, for a little while at least, this is going to look a little bit weird, but hopefully we'll be able to make it work really, really quickly. So, we now want a little bit of a setback, and then it's going to come this way, where we want another window. Now we can stick with these 2 high windows. The paintings that I think I'm going to use mostly are going to be 1 wide, 2 high. Sort of how a normal Minecraft window would be. But we do have quite a range of different paintings that we could potentially choose from. If we just made a... Let's have a look at the sizes, because I never really looked at the actual sizes of paintings. I just usually put paintings that fit where they are. So we've got 2x2. 1 by 1. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 by 4. Another 2 by 2. Another 4 by 4. There's the 1 by 2 that I'll be using. There's 2 of those. A lot of 2 wide ones. We've got a 4 by 3 window. That could work really cool as a window as well. Or we could use that as a fireplace. Or we could use that... There's a manner of things that we could use that with, isn't there? So I need some ideas. Your job for the comment section of this episode is to think of some Oh, is that the same? What's another 4x3? Okay, there's 2 of those. Is to come up with some interesting and creative ideas for retexturing paintings. Weather clear. I should just stop the weather cycle. Some really creative and interesting ideas for what we can convert paintings to. Obviously, we want to keep some paintings as paintings on the inside. So if you have some ideas of like just a painting that you'd like on the inside, remember that it's a normal 16x16 texture pack, which means we can't make paintings that are going to be easily recognizable like we do in the zoo, for example. That's a 32x32 pic. I'm keeping 16x16 because I wanted to seem somewhat vanilla, but just with some cool aspects to it. That's what I'm sort of thinking. So that's your job for the comment section. I will be watching very, very closely. So I think I want 2 blocks between, and then I want another window, and we're pretty close to where I want sort of the maximum width to be. So we'll do that. Now, a very similar thing on this side. It's going to be technically a 3-story building, because we've got the first story, well, technically, possibly, very easily, in fact, 4 stories, because we have the ground floor that we are currently building at the moment. Then there'll be a floor above that, like an upstairs, just your ordinary upstairs. Then we have the attic/loft floor, and we have the basement as well, potentially as a 4th floor. So there's a lot of room on the inside to be able to do some really cool stuff. The basement is obviously a very cool place for us to be able to do some cool redstone trickery, some flickering lights, some banging doors, things like that. That's something I forgot about. Thinking about flickering or banging doors is Minecraft in 1.10 allows you to quite easily change the sound files of your game. So potentially we can make a jukebox quite easily, I think, play a spooky tune instead of the normal record that it would play. We can change the door texture, so instead of a kadunk 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 that it normally does, we could change it to a sort of sound. We can do some stuff with this. I want you to go nuts with your creativity in the comment section. I really, really want you to explore some potential ideas and let me know. It doesn't really matter how silly that they really sound. Just put them down there. If I don't like them, I won't use them. But there's no harm in just mentioning them. And you never know, I might think it's an absolutely superb, amazing idea. Now, above this, I want to have some slabs of spruce. And I want sort of a balcony roof, if you like, to cover up this part. Now, I think the bottom of it to be roughly on this height. And I wanted to stick 1 block over the walkway, because obviously we have to have some sort of edging that we'll have on there in a minute. So I'm going to come out to there. And what we're going to do is we're going to, I think, come up 1 block, 2 block, like that. Or have one there. I could probably get away with doing that, to be honest. So if we had this coming all the way along and wraps around all the little parts of the house, we have this one, that one, that one, and that one. And let's logs, wood or stone. For the moment, I'm going to use stone. I'm actually going to use polished andesite. Get rid of these mushrooms and stuff that I've got. And stone brick. Not the monster egg variation, if possible. Where's the normal stone brick? Stone brick. Monster egg. There it is. Why? I should just remove the monster egg one. I really, really should. Yeah, if we had polished andesite at the top, and then we had some stone bricks below it. The andesite is a very close texture. It's a very close colour, which I like. I don't want to change that texture too much, at least at the minute. But it just looks that little bit different. You can definitely see that there's a texture change in it. Obviously, we can put broken or cracked stone bricks, some mossy ones in there to dress it up a little bit. I'm not going to bother with that at the minute because obviously we're trying to keep pretty simple at the moment. Fence, we've got a bunch of different fences that we can choose from. I think I want to go with... Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to go with birch fence. With birch? Am I going to use birch in the building? I don't think so. So, no, nether brick would be a good one, because I'm not going to use nether brick. So, I'm going to grab nether brick. Now, this is going to look really weird, but you've got to remember that we're going to be changing the textures. Nether brick goes on top. I want to retexture that to potentially either a silvery metal color or a black. To almost look like an iron fencing sort of thing. Now, I know we've got iron bars, but I've got a different texture idea for that. I mentioned it earlier on that I want it for like the peaks, for like the top of things. It looked really cool around a building like this. So I think maybe we change that nether brick to a black, and that'll really work. That'll really make that cool. And then this will obviously come up, hold up parts of the balcony. Bunk, 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 bunk. And we can stick this underneath here. Join that up. Join that one up. You guys get the idea. Hey? Looking pretty cool. Now, it looks pretty weird at the moment. We've sort of got this jumble of colours. We've got these random spruce window things. It looks like they're almost boarded up. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Make a painting that looks like it's been boarded up. Ooh. Very cool idea. Very cool idea. We've got these random sort of nether brick sections. How are we going to dress up the staircase? Are we going to use like a darker wood for this? Spruce, I think, will match in quite well with the roof. So yeah, if we went with spruce down here, we had something like this. Do I want it taller or, let's say, stairs? Would that be about right, or would it be better to have it a little bit taller, like more like this? I think I like that. I think I do like that. I'm thinking even maybe a little bit taller, maybe just in some parts of it. Logs, spruce logs. We had that. We had that. I'm going to have to go all the way down. We have that. And we have that. And then we get dark oak slabs to go on there, there, and there. Maybe even with a stair in like that. No. I like it like that. Now that's looking something that I can work with. That one. That one. Ooh, we've got some holes to fill here. Ooh, little bit of groundwork. Wonderful. That one, that one. That one, that one. Yeah, that one, that one, that one. No, is it that one? This one, this one, this one, this one. That one, that one. That's better. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's good. That one. That one and that one. Another tree here to get rid of. I think we're pretty much getting towards the... Oh, we're probably going to be way over it. Episode length. I don't mind having a longer episode for the first one of the series. I hope you guys have been thinking up some absolutely fantastic ideas. I really hope you have. I've got some really cool ideas, but I really want a hand with this. I really want some help with this. And there's no one better. There's going to be no one better than you guys to come up with some really cool stuff. So, I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you. This fills in like this. That one fills in like that. This one here. Let your inspiration go absolutely wild. I'm going to come up with some cool ideas. I think I've come up with some cool ideas already, but I'm going to come up with some cooler ideas and try and one-up you guys. But yeah, that's a pretty good start. Oh, we've used the wrong slab. That's a pretty good start. Just something nice and simple like that is great to begin with. It gives us a really solid foundation to be able to build upon and for our ideas to be expanded upon. Look at that. Hey? Now this tree in the middle here, this is one that definitely has to go. And we'll start sort of freeing up our viewing line and be able to see from a little bit further back. But yeah, already I can see a nice tall roof on it. Do you know what I mean? Like a nice tall roof, very spooky, Halloweeny feel. Some pumpkins out on the porch. Make a scarecrow. Yes, so good. No mods, just texture pack. No mods, just texture pack. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe. We shall see you in the next episode.